Hi, and thanks for visiting my FUEHairTransplant.com. My name is John Casper. This is my blog. This is something I've been chronicling since the very beginning of my surgery, which just happened about 6 weeks and 5 days ago. That's when I completed the surgery, and I wanted to give you a verbalized blog this time around to let you know what's been going on. 2 weekends ago, I had the pleasure of going to the Bahamas as the guest of Dr. Voorhees, and the Hair Restoration Surgery International group invited me down there to be what they call a live model on display for all of the hair surgeons around the world actually to come and see. So they had their conference down there for the weekend, and I got to sit in this large room, and many dozens of doctors and surgeons got to examine my hair, and they were very intrigued by the process, and they knew that Dr. Voorhees had completed what is believed the largest FUE hair transplant in one session of its kind, and they were quite intrigued that he was able to move over 5,125 grafts from my donor area, to which amounted to over 11,000 hairs, to the top of my head in my recipient area. They were certainly proud of that, and Dr. Voorhees was proud as well, and I was proud to be there. And they congratulated him, they congratulated me, and they asked him a lot of the technical questions, and they asked me a lot of the experience questions, what it was like. Well, I told them exactly what it was like. And what I told them was that I presented an opportunity to be one of the men out there who wants to have a hair transplant, but they did not want to do the strip surgery. You know what I'm talking about if you've investigated hair transplants. When they cut an 8-inch incision off the back of your head and they suture your head closed, and then you got to recover from that 8-inch scar, and then you have that scar forever even though it may be covered up by some of the hair that grows out later. I did not want to do that. That is nothing that I was interested in doing. I was only interested in doing FUE where I could move the hair from my donor area to the top of my head in a relatively simple procedure. It took quite a few hours over a period of days, but that is the only way I would do it. And I was trying to convince these hair surgeons there's a lot of guys out there like me who don't want to go through the surgical process of the big long strip in the back of their head, harvesting 12 to 1,500 grafts, and then maybe coming back a year later to do another strip surgery, another incision in the back of their head to move another 1,500 grafts or so up. I did 5,000 grafts on top of my head all in one session over the course of 4 days with Dr. Voorhees. That is what I wanted to get across to a lot of these surgeons that were coming up to visit. And they were very accommodating. They were appreciative of everything I had to say. I was certainly interested in their opinion of how good the work had been done by Dr. Voorhees. They loved it. They congratulated him. So I was very happy in the end. Plus, my wife and I got to spend a wonderful weekend in the Bahamas at Atlantis, and we had a great time. Super place to have a conference. So it's been great for me. It's been 6 weeks and 5 days since I finished the surgery. My donor area feels great. You can't even tell anything was done. As a matter of fact, as I've explained in my blog in the past, only 2 weeks out of surgery, my friends who didn't know I was having this done saw me and they thought, "John, what'd you do? You cut all your hair off. You buzzed your head. You got a military cut. What's going on?" They didn't even know I'd had surgery just 2 weeks. And you've seen the fairly graphic pictures of the surgery, but after just 2 weeks, you couldn't even tell hardly that I'd had anything done other than getting a really short haircut. So that's my update up to this point. I just wanted to give a live update and verbalize what I've been explaining throughout my blog for the last 40 days or so. And I wanted to get you another good look and hear from me personally. And keep visiting my blog, myFUEHairTransplant.com, and I'll give you updates throughout the entire year. The recipient hair that I did have has fallen out. It's exactly what I was expecting to happen. And hopefully within the next few weeks, all the new hair will start growing in, and I'll start filling in this bald spot on the top of my head where 5,125 grafts are now laying. So with that, I'll give you a quick spin, a little turn. I'll try to stay in the camera view. But as you can see, it's all grown out. The donor area is just fine. It's been a fabulous experience. I'm so glad I did it. And Dr. Voorhees at Carolina Hair Surgery did a super job. I'm not here to promote them. That's the route I went, and I'm really glad that I did. Keep visiting back to my blog site, and we'll give you updates all along throughout the year. Thanks again.